And we're up.
So, internet.
Hey.
Do I look over here or over there?
Over here, there's the camera.
Ah, that's the camera.
All right, so we got advertisements going on, but we will be on here. All right, all. So I have with me Team America's Nick Nanavati.
Hi.
Thanks for joining up.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're gonna talk about this last round real quick. You played Paul.
Paul and his Tau Ovesa Star, 5 Riptides of Skyfire Fundus.
Yeah, well, how'd that go for us?
Surprisingly well. Paul made a mistake of trying to tank up my Bastion to blow it up early and lets himself not stubborn for my Lord to change the charge and just sweep the whole star.
Okay, so that happened turn 2?
That happened turn 2.
Okay. So good word of advice for anybody that's playing a Ovesa Star out there. If you're playing against flying monstrous creatures,
If you're playing anything that can beat you up in combat, you should probably stubborn up.
stick up with stubborn. All right, let's go through your list a little bit here. What you got?
So we have Fate Weaver is our warlord. Everyone knows Fate Weaver. It's good times. Then we have a level 3 Lord of Change with 2 greater rewards and 1 lesser reward.
Okay.
1 unit of 10 Plague Bears and 1 unit of 10 Hars. I have 2 Demon Princes of Tzeentch with wings, armor. They're both level 3. They have 1 greater reward and 1 exalted reward. Usually one's Grimoire, one's Portal Guy. That's how it works. Then I have a Naked Sorcerer allied in because I need attacks. 10 Cultists because another tax. And a Helldrake with a Baleflamer to kill bikes and stuff. I also have a Bastion with no upgrade so I can hide from things like Tau and Eldar. Okay. No shooting this.
That's good. So what do you usually put in the Bastion?
Depending on how likely it is that they'll blow up my Bastion, I'll start my Cultist and Sorcerer in there. I only have to deploy 4 units with this army, so the Cultist and Sorcerer are 2, so that's nice.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'll just put nothing in the Bastion and just use it to block line of sight. That's really what it's there for.
Okay. I'm noticing a little change from what you used to run. You got a Sorcerer now, which is a little different from having the other Demon Prince.
Yeah,
Why the change?
I used to run Keeper instead of Lord of Change. The other princes used to be Slaanesh, so a little cheaper. Instead of the Sorcerer and Bastion, I ran a Black Mace Prince. He wasn't a Psyker though, so it's just combat. The reason that I sparked the change was because against things like Ovesa Star, actually, I needed to not just get shot off the table, which was consistently happening against like Justin Cook when I played him in practice games and stuff. So switching to add in a Bastion, I had to find the point somewhere. So I cut out the guy that doesn't Psychic well, and then I upgraded all my other Psychers and monsters to be better. And with a Bastion, I can hide now and not get blown up by a Burst Tide in Skyreach turn 1. And it's really proved a difference. I've beaten Ovesa Star twice in the past week, and I've never been able to beat it before this.
That's great. Yeah, and that gives you that kind of resilience to stay alive, keep things on the table without having to be too worried about what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times, if you want to go second with these style armies, so you can last turn contest and grab objectives and always have the advantage there. But that leaves you open to getting Alpha Struck turn 1. With the Bastion, you really ignore that part of the game by just deploying behind it.
Sure. And so now you're going to be going up against, on this camera, on this stream, you're going to be going up against John Parsons.
Oh, man.
And I believe that's a mirror match.
It is absolutely a mirror match. John is running something very similar to mine. I think there's a small difference. He's running Demon Nets instead of my Hearts. I made a last-minute switch last night.
Okay. Did he switch also to the Sorcerer or no?
He switched to the Sorcerer. He's running the exact thing besides that one.
So no more Black Mace Prince.
Yeah, no Black Prince.
Okay, so who's the author of this list now? I mean, you both have been playing it for a while. He's had a little more success in recent times.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if that's something that's happening.
So, I mean, I created the original. Well, I can't say that. I used flying monsters at ETC before John did, I should say that. And that was my original Slaanesh list and Black Mace and all that. Then John started using that. He took that to BFS and stuff and did fairly well.
Sure.
He won Cubic Zirconium bracket, if I recall.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Very prestigious.
Yes, that was the 7th bracket out of 8. Then I took a break from flying monsters, dabbled in play drones and whatever. Due to like the increase in Death Stars and stuff, I went back to flying monsters because they play so well against them. They just fly around, don't care what they do. Yeah. So to counter Ovesa Star when I was going back to flying monsters, I threw in the Bash and everything. John agreed with these changes, being a flying monster player himself, I guess. Sure. And threw in his own Bastion and stuff. And
I believe his exact words were for Torrent of Fire Invitational.
Yes.
Copy and paste Nick's list, and that's what I'll take. So if that gives you any clue who actually came up with the army, no offense to John.
If you look at John's Torrent of Fire list that he submitted to the thing, he literally copy and pasted my ETC list in the same format and everything. Crossed out my name, didn't even delete it. Crossed it out. You can see the line through it, and then wrote John Parsons.
Evidence, right?
Evidence. The proof is in the pudding.
All right, if you have any questions for Nick, please post up some comments, and I'll be watching that while we're going forward. If you have any questions for him, to move on to some other stuff, Team America, you're playing up on that again.
Yep.
I know you can't talk too much about how that's going on. Is there anything that you can and want to share with us?
So I don't know how many Europeans are watching this. If I don't want to give away our secret tech.
Yep.
But I will say that we have by far the strongest team player-wise that we've ever had, and our prep work is miles ahead of what it's used to be. Last year, we found out our last player at Adepticon. This year, we found out our last player at Du Bois. That's about 6 months ahead of time.
That's great.
We've been planning our lists. About 7 out of 8 of them are fine-tuned, almost finished, like tweaking here and there to be done, but mostly done.
That's great. Yeah, a lot of
we weren't at this step until May, June last year, so we're a solid 6 months ahead of where we were. So our prep work is greatly improved, and in Europe, you better watch out.
That's right. Team America's coming. For anybody who is not familiar with it, Team America, it's a group of the best players in the country that are going to go over to Serbia this year to compete in the tournaments over in a team tournament over in Europe. It's a pretty prestigious thing. It's known as one of the most important tournaments in the world, and it really gives a chance for each country to show off its best players. It's kind of like the Olympics for Warhammer.
Yeah, that's actually. I was going out last year at Serbia on one of the nights, and we were hitting on a bunch of girls and stuff, and they were like, "Why are you in Serbia?" And I was like, "Well, I'm basically here for like lesser Olympics." In my drunken state, I kind of said that. So that was
a better
fun.
way to say it. Yeah, I heard last time at the Torrent of Fire Invitational that you alluded to playing with little toy soldiers, and that when you were trying to hit on a girl, you told her that her drink was good because it was what your mom drinks.
I don't remember that. There's no evidence of this one.
Talking with Alan, some things might have happened that hurt the gameplay. All right. So, what are your plans for Adepticon going forward here?
So I'm gonna probably run this list or like maybe a tweak on what my troop choice is, like Horrors, Demonettes, something like that. But mostly I'm gonna run this list, and we're gonna see how it does. Hey, Jesse.
Real quick, Nick, I was advised by Justin to tell you you're bad and you should feel bad. That is Justin Cook.
Tell Justin that for not playing me today, Jesse's losing his balls.
Okay.
It's been decided.
I love my balls.
I do too.
Fellow teammate Justin Cook.
So anyway, back to Adepticon. I don't know. Our team has won the team tournament 2 years in a row, so we're going for the three-peat there. No one's ever won twice in a row, let alone 3. So we'll see. And then I'm defending champion from last year, and I won best overall the year before, so I gotta like to defend in singles. So we'll see what I can do.
A lot of titles to uphold.
Yeah.
I've been looking at some of your stuff on Torrent of Fire, and it's good, the writing that you've been doing there.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you feel about Torrent of Fire's influence in the community?
I absolutely love it. It's definitely the perfect direction we need to be going, and just trying to get it out there more, get everything unified, get everyone on the same page. An international, if we get there, ranking system that's unified and everyone agrees upon, that's perfect. Yeah. Just all things information that's quality instead of just like some stuff that other websites put on.
Yeah, that's something in particular that I've noticed that I've appreciated too. I mean, I do some writing for them as well, but they a lot of blogs that I've noticed they have issues where it's more the flavor of the game or
it's more they try to get quantity of articles out just so people keep coming back to the site. But Torrent of Fire focuses a lot more on the quality, which I do appreciate a lot.
Right.
It's still like 2, 3, 4 articles a week they'll put out. But
right, and it's something that's substantive. It has to do with data and is realistic. And some of the other ones that I've seen in comparison do more of a ranting or contentious issues, and they just do it to get people angry.
Yeah, do it to start drama and get comments. This Torrent of Fire is much more professional than that, I'll say.
And the 40K community is not one that shirks getting upset about things, so it's certainly something that we might jump onto. And I like that that's a bit of a change for it.
Absolutely.
And something else. What do you think about the new NIDS decks? I know that's been getting a lot of trouble, a lot of hype.
Tyranid codex. So I actually am I don't think it's the best codex ever, but I do think it's got potential. It's highly underrated in my opinion. You can make a lot of strong builds out of that. It's not smashy monsters in your face like it used to be. You can't just run 5 turbo guns and run over people with gaunts. It's just not going to work anymore. Okay. But if you make a list and have a definite plan for the game going into it and during list construction, and you have sound tactics, I'm sure you can come up with a lot of wins with it.
Okay. So you're saying it's not like it used to be where it's not a lot of smashy stuff. What's the alternative now?
So I think it's going to revolve a lot more drawing people in, waiting it out, being patient, counterattacking, stuff like that. Mostly just playing KG, keeping your lots of troops alive. Other armies use stuff like speed, like with Eldar jet bikes, and reserves like Kroot to keep their troops alive. You can take just more guys and also do reserve shenanigans with outflanking gaunts, with Hive Commander and Gene Stealers and all sorts of things. And you still get your monsters. You still have flying Tyrants, Harpies, Crones, Turvagons. These are still good. Molochs, everything. It's just how you use it, being cagey. Don't just throw yourself out there to die. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, we saw the last table, actually, we had a NIDS versus Space Marine match. And Sean, or
How did that turn out, by the way? Sorry.
Yeah, Jesse Green, he was the one that piloted the NIDS list.
Yeah.
It was a pretty hoary list. He had 6 squads of 20+ gaunts in each squad, and he had 2 primes to hide in each one of the units. But yeah, I think he might have tried to go for the old style build where he had a lot of swarm, a lot of guys, and he blitzed across the field with 150+ models. And it really didn't turn out too well for him.
Yeah, honestly, like, Nids are fast still. Can take lots of guys really cheaply very quickly, but at the end of the day, you get across the field, turn 2, and then you can't do anything. You got to be able to pick your battles. That's the thing you just can't forget with Nids.
Yeah, and really what ended up spelling the end for him was that he got his primes were knocked out and his zoanthropes were knocked out, and he had no more synapse.
Yeah.
So at that point, he had all the guys left, but they all just
That's how it's
crumbled
gonna
up.
go. The
pretty
synapse
quickly.
is key to the new Nids book. You have to keep that stuff protected and have it in spades.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining up with us, Nick. And
Yeah,
I
thank you for
wish
having
you
me,
some
Matt.
good luck next
Yeah.
time.
Thanks.
All right, look forward to
See you
watching
guys
your
on
game
top
on here.
table. Yeah.
All right, take care, guys. For anybody that's sticking around for this, we're going to be doing another game coming up in just a minute. I'm going to drop this here, and we'll be coming in just a second. So stay tuned for John Parsons versus Nick Nanavati.